That's right, viewer. It's your favorite YouTuber, Enric, the one and only. No, but in all seriousness, this video, I don't really know. I guess I'll just kind of wing it to a degree. And so, what is it that I really want to talk about? I don't really have a particular idea in mind as to what to talk about. So, what can I say? I guess sometimes you just gotta lighten up, you know? You can't be so stiff or so anxious. And I don't know, my previous videos I was more or less I guess I wasn't as comfortable when it came to recording, and so perhaps those videos, they sounded a bit off or something along those lines, but you've just gotta lighten up and go with the flow, regardless of how that flow may seem to you, or I suppose it can be different for everybody. You just gotta do what you believe in and talk about the things you're passionate about. Talk about the things that you're knowledgeable on. And honestly, if you're not knowledgeable about anything, then I mean, you could always learn. A lot of books to read. A lot of information on the internet. Of course, you've got the internet. I mean, if you're able to watch this video, it's obvious. And you just pursue the things that you want to do, or the things that bring you a level of joy, fulfillment, happiness, interest, however that is, or whatever. It's whatever lights a fire inside of you. Whatever makes you want to live. Whatever makes you, you just think about that thing and you just want to do that thing more, interact with it or whatever. Some people, they go out and they play sports every day, or they go running, or they play video games, or they post on social media, they go party, or some people, they go out in nature and they observe the animals. Some people are observing plants, flowers, trees, insects, all kinds of things. And so you just have to find that thing. It doesn't have to be one thing, but at the very least, one thing. One thing, two things, three things, four things, five things, whatever it is. Whatever you feel that you can pursue and that can bring you a level of fulfillment. How do I put this? Humans have been creating things for for thousands of years. They've always been creating things. And that's not something necessarily that animals can do. Of course there are animals that create nests and burrows and beavers that create dams and other things like that, but humans are different in the way that they create complex constructs, complex structures. We can build buildings, we can build skyscrapers, we can build all kinds of things, houses and plumbing systems and airplanes and boats and all kinds of advanced things. And we can use the waves that can't even be seen. We can store electricity and even send things into the Earth's orbit, go into outer space, and that's not something that animals can do. And so you have to understand, viewer, that humans are more or less a race of creators. We create things, and that's more or less where humans derive their purpose from, is from creating. A race of creators, created in order to create. And so if you feel like you don't have that much going for you in your life, and you're not creating anything, and you don't have a purpose in creating or bringing something about, or realizing your vision, or just achieving what it is that you think about in your mind, you have to get to a point where you can bring about those ideas, and you can create the things that are meaningful to you. Now, I don't know what that is to you. It can be a lot of things. It can be artistic. It can be something like mechanical. It can be something that's digital. It can be maybe recordings like music, or just like little skits, whatever. Just little recordings, or how do I put this? It can be anything. Trinkets. You want to create little trinkets, go ahead and do that. You want to create some kind of format so that people can utilize that to accomplish something. You can go do that. Maybe you want to come up with a complex formula, or you want to work on cars, or you want to work on airplanes, or maybe you want to create a business, or create, I don't know, some kind of food, or some kind of machine that's capable of making something easier, or making something more proficient, or just whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Maybe you like plants, and you wanna work with plants. You wanna grow more plants, or whatever it is. I mean, corn. It didn't start out the way that it was. It wasn't always edible in the way that it is now, but through like crossbreeding plants and through cultivation and stuff, they made it into a crop that was edible, that could be used as a source of food. And so whatever it is, I mean, even the ancient Romans, they had like aqueducts in order to transport water. I mean, they didn't have plumbing like we have today, but they made do. they made do with what they had and what they could conceive or what they could comprehend at that point in time. There's a lot of things to do. There are so many things in this world to do that it's not easy to run out. And it's not something that one person alone can do all these things. So regardless of what it is, there has to be something that exists within this world that you can do, that you can work towards, that you can pursue. That, and I know that it isn't always easy figuring out what you want to do or pursuing the things that you're passionate about. And there are times where these things, maybe they become difficult, or perhaps there's some kind of obstacle that's keeping you from pursuing this goal that you have. How do I put this? You have to figure it out somehow. And if you can't figure it out, then there are other people that can help you to figure these things out. So if you can't do it on your own, find somebody who can help you to do that thing. And of course, this is why there are so many services that, like life coaching and therapy and business coaching and so many other things. And there are a lot of services of people who offer their knowledge and their expertise in order to help people to achieve their goal or what they're trying to achieve. And whatever it is, you can figure it out on your own, or you can find somebody who can help you to figure that thing out. But whatever you want, you just have to go for it. That's really all there is to it. You just have to go for it. Because if you don't go for it, then it just falls away into nothingness. Your dream, your passion, your ideas, they all just fall away. And maybe they mean something to you. But you have to understand that those things, they only exist within your inner world. And they can't exist in the external world, in a world where other people can interact with them, in a world where they can help other people, unless you bring it in to this reality. And I don't mean to get into like those kinds of metaphysical things in this video, but those things, they don't exist unless you make them exist, unless you do the work in order to bring them into a form of existence. And so, it always comes back to it. You just got to do it. You have to take the actions in order to bring about these things, whatever, the change, the idea, the creation. And so, if you're not creating, and you're in a state of like feeling like things are meaningless, then find your purpose. Figure out your purpose. And when you start creating things, then everything won't seem meaningless. It won't seem as though it's all for nothing. We're all born, we all live, and eventually there's an end. And so it's not so much about the beginning or the end, but it's more about the in-between, what you do in between the beginning and the end, That's what really matters. I mean, the beginning of the story has already been written, and maybe you can envision how the end of it goes. So it's more about writing the in-between. Write the story from the beginning to the end. Don't focus so much on the past, because the past, it has already occurred, and it's not so much something that can be changed. It's not so much about what's occurred in the past, but more about what occurs moving forward towards the future. So all of our stories have already began. The beginning has been written. But what are you going to write moving forward towards whatever it is that you envision? And I know that all of this may seem overwhelming, but you just gotta lighten up. And that goes for me as well. Oftentimes I'm quite serious. And I understand that I have to lighten up as well. But maybe not just going with the flow, but maybe trying to go with a more structured flow. Not just going wherever the wind blows you, but somewhat trying to direct your direction. Control where you're going. Because you don't want to just blow any which way, because maybe you might have a goal, you might have somewhere in particular that you want to go, and just going with the flow it can work out, but at other times you have to bring yourself into a structured path and move towards what it is that you want to achieve. Whatever you want, you have to be the one to begin it, to start it. Because everybody has their own story, and you're the one who's writing yours. So whatever it is, just start it already. Just do it. If you come to realize that thing isn't exactly what you had thought it was, and maybe you want to change the story up, it's fine. You can always change your direction. You can always start writing in a different direction. Start pursuing something else, and take those experiences that you learned in that previous thing and utilize them moving forward towards some kind of new endeavor. So whatever it is, I'm sure you have an idea as to what you want. And if you don't have an idea as to what you want, then just learn about various different things. And I'm sure that in time you'll come to understand what you're passionate about and what you want to pursue in life. I don't really want to drag this out too long, and it's starting to become a bit more noisier around here. So that's about it for this video. I'd appreciate it if you liked, subscribe, leave a comment, consider sharing. And Till next time, viewer, remember, lighten up. Alright? And start the thing, too. So, don't forget to start the thing, because if you forget to start, you just... you know? And I mean, after you're doing the thing, you might think to yourself that you should have started sooner. So it's better late than never, and it's better sooner than later. So just start the thing already, whatever it is, even if it's just writing it down. But anyhow, till later, viewer. I know you got this. Alright? All of us, we all have the potential to achieve whatever it is that we can envision, alright? So, if you can do the thing, do it. If you can't figure out how to do it, find somebody to help you figure it out. But just start it already, alright? You got this. Till next time, viewer.